Welcome. Today we want to speak about handling garbage on Shabbat. When we have the garbage can on Shabbat, that garbage can could sometimes be muktzeh. We need to know when yes and when no. When a person has an empty garbage when Shabbat starts, so the garbage doesn't have any status right now, it's just a utensil. But when he puts garbage in there, he's mevatel kli mechano. How could you do such a thing? You're not allowed to take garbage and put it on something that thing is not going to be able to be used anymore. The halacha permits you to do such a thing because the garbage itself is something that meant to put things in there, garbage in there, and therefore Shlomo Zalman Auerbach said that's allowed. When you put some garbage inside the garbage can, and then together with that you put other things that are not considered something that doesn't have a title of muktzeh, which means, like for instance, disposable plates, disposable forks, knives, and so on. So therefore that garbage can now could be moved around because although it becomes basis, which means he holds things that are muktzeh in it, but it doesn't hold only muktzeh, he also holds together in it things that are not muktzeh. As we're talking about right now, those disposables would not be muktzeh, and therefore one is allowed to handle that garbage, take it and bring it back. If the garbage was put inside that can before Shabbat, it wasn't emptied right before Shabbat, so then even if disposables were put inside that garbage can, the whole thing becomes garbage. Why? Because those disposable are considered like shivrei kelim, they have no use. If it was put before Shabbat, so then we're considering it muktzeh. If it was put on Shabbat, we don't consider that to be muktzeh, because the status of anything receives that status only before Shabbat, not on Shabbat. If it wasn't muktzeh before Shabbat, those disposables, they're not going to become muktzeh on Shabbat unless they have no use whatsoever. And therefore, for instance, I'll give you an example. When we're dealing with that garbage, let's go back to the previous thing. We're dealing with the garbage can. If before Shabbat people put in their garbage and disposables, that's muktzeh. And therefore on Shabbat you're not going to be able to handle around that garbage can. But on Shabbat itself, it was empty in the beginning of Shabbat, and now people put in there garbage together with the disposables. The disposable would save it to that aspect that one is allowed to handle now and take it from one place to another place. If on Shabbat he doesn't put disposable, he puts things that have no use whatsoever, which means like wrappers of candy wrappers or things that people never use again. Those wrappers, once a person opens it, he throws it away. For instance, the package of the chips, a person opens it, when he finishes eating it, it's completely garbage. Such a thing, if he puts in a garbage, that's muktzeh, and he makes the garbage can as well part of it. And therefore, one is not going to be able to handle such a garbage on Shabbat. But putting it before, if also together with that, a person puts something that's not going to receive the state of muktzeh, that could save it. But in a garbage, everything that goes before Shabbat inside that garbage can is considered muktzeh, and therefore that can would be muktzeh. What happens if the garbage can is already filled to the top on Shabbat, and now a person needs that garbage can, he needs to have another bag put in order to put all the garbage in it. What should he do? Then one is allowed to take the bag out, don't tie it twice, one time tying it together with the two string one time that doesn't hold well, that's allowed. If a person takes it and ties it within itself, which means he takes both strings, put them together, and then ties it as a one knot that's tying around itself, that's a problem. That's already kosher. That you're not allowed to do because it's kesher shel kaima. One is not planning to open this at all. Once he throws it in the garbage, it stays like that. But if you take one string and the other and you put them together, you tie them together, that doesn't hold at all. That doesn't have a name, a shem kosher of tying. And therefore, one can do that and put it away. If he has a roof outside or it's a place he's gated, he's allowed to throw it as well outside. If there's no roof, obviously he can't take it outside. If the garbage can start to smell bad, so then it's disturbing. Whenever a garbage can is disturbing, either by smelling bad or it makes the place look bad. If it's in a kitchen and it doesn't disturb you, then you're not allowed to take it out. But if a person is in the kitchen, a woman prepares the food in the kitchen, or the kitchen is connected together with the living room. So then it's disturbing to have such a garbage, whether it's already full to the top, or it smells bad. Such a thing would have a shem graf shel rei, which means it's a disgusting thing that one is allowed to put away. Although it's muktzeh, graf shel rei permits you to put it away, and therefore one is allowed also, in such a case, to tie it the way we explained before, and take it away, put it away, and put a new bag at the same time.